Fast Facts. Si Mitsukoshi ang distributor ng SYM Euro Motor at Keeway sa Pilipinas. Si Euro Motor naman ang trademark ni Mitsukoshi for Euro 3 motorcycle sa bansa. Si Keeway naman ang trademark ni Quiangjiang Motor Company sa European market. Si Euro Keeway naman is a merged trademark ni Quiangjiang Motor Company at Mitsukoshi sa Pilipinas. Benelli is presently owned by Quiangjiang Motor Company at siya rin ang nag-aari ng Keeway. Si Quiangjiang Motor Company ang nag-aari ng Keeway at Benelli. Dahil dyan, mayroong motor na isa lang ang concept na gawa ng magkaibang trademark. Una, si Benelli Moto B, isang classic bike / cafe racer with a low displacement na benta ito worldwide except sa Pilipinas. Dahil wala pang Benelli noon sa Pinas, kaya ang affiliate niya sa Keeway naging trademark na siya ng mga nakatayap ni Euro Motors, kaya Euro Keeway ang trademark ng low displacement classic bike / cafe racer na ito sa ating bansa. Presenting Euro Keeway Cafe Racer 152. Roll VTR! $33,333 na yung tinakbo natin. So pwede na natin itong gawan ng 30,000 kilometers review ang ating Euro Keeway Cafe Racer 152. Front fender, courtesy of Maagad. Front tire, power tire, courtesy of Tolitz Moto Classic. 5 tires, courtesy of Aldrin Gero. Headlight grill, courtesy of Tolitz Moto Classic. Handlebars, scrambler bar, courtesy of Iron Makina Customs. For the stabilizer, it's courtesy of Marvin DG. Signal light, courtesy of RS Moto. Seats, courtesy of Simon Tesoro. Aux light, courtesy of Racing Sky Binangonan. Clutch lining, clutch system, clutch plate, clutch hub, courtesy of Milwaukee Motors Binangonan Rizal. I am sharing the honors review for my 30,000 kilometers journey with the Euro Keeway Cafe Racer 152. I am going to share this review in 7 parts. For number 1, daily use. First off, I haven't named my bike yet, and for me, it doesn't need to be named like a pet. Same goes with the name of my YouTube channel. All I want is to be plain and simple about it, so I'll use what it is being named to it originally. As a rider, I'm using this bike for my daily commute from Binangonan to BGC for about 50 plus kilometers per day. What I always encounter between Binangonan and BGC are unpaved and rough roads, kamote riders, tricycle, jeepney drivers, private vehicles, and traffic. With the setup I made on this motorbike, I can easily handle the bike in every time I encounter some kamotes on the road. Also, in times I need to get out of the traffic, I can easily turn the bike into the gutter in order for me to get out of it, by all means. In case of floods, unpaved and rough roads, the dual sport tires can easily resist those. I have no mechanical issues for my 30,000 kilometers journey with the bike. unless it's a flat tire which all riders cannot avoid. I was using OKK tires in the past, but those tires cannot resist the debris at all times, which caused my tires to blow for more than 10 times. After all that, I decided to change my tires from OKK to Shinko and Power Tire, which somehow proves that it can resist the debris as of this moment. Overall, this motorcycle can be used on your everyday ride in the city. The next thing that I need to discuss is for number 2, long ride. Every Friday, I have a feeling that I need to get out of the city, and I'm always looking for myself cruising along the country roads on every weekend. However, due to some responsibilities, most of my rest day took place at home with my family or with my girlfriend. It means I'm not a weekend rider at all. Once or twice a month, I ride in Marilake just to feel the nature and improve my cornering skills. Not just that, I am also pushing the bike to its limit by challenging all camotes with maximum caution, just to test the power of my motorbike. To all newbies and inexperienced riders in Marilake, do not even dare to do that. Some shitheads from Euro Keeway Cafe Racer 152 Philippines group on Facebook says this bike cannot be used in a long ride. Or they keep on questioning the credibility of the bike's capability to do a long ride. So me, Levi, and Aris decided to do a North and Cordillera loop last August 2019, which took place from Manila to Cagayan, to Ilocos, to Sagada, to Baguio, and head back to Manila with a total of 1,569 kilometers. All throughout that ride, we haven't encountered any issues with the engine. However, we made stopovers along the mountains of Cordillera due to misaligned chain assembly caused by the upgrade made by Levi on his bike. Also, me and Aris had a flat tire which causes a delay. As I mentioned earlier, flat tires or chain issues cannot be avoided by all riders. All of us are ready for these, and we were still able to finish the ride without any injury and serious mechanical concern. The third thing that we need to discuss is number 3, off-road. I tried to use my motorcycle in different trails such as Santa Ines, Santa Maria, Tujarials, Binangonan Trail, Pinagbuhatan and Signal Village Trail, oh just kidding, Tandang Pucho to Antipolo Trail, and many more. All I can say, the suspension needs to be replaced because it gives me pain in the ass and on my back. The front fork needs to be replaced by CRF 150, XR 150, and other trail/dirt bike forks, so it can easily resist the tough and toughest roads in the country. Also, the stock rear suspension is stiff. It needs to be replaced by Öhlins or any high-end rear suspension in the market. If you don't have enough cash just like me, kindly think that you are not a day-to-day off-road rider. Tease na lang. On and off-road, our engine works well, but if you want to feel more power, kindly upgrade your sprocket to 1648 and change to DID 428 for a better performance. The fourth thing that we need to discuss is number 4, utility bike. I can put all things that I want to bring in every time I travel, such as touring luggage, sacks of soil, garden and farm tools, motorcycle parts, and etc. I can put my huge belongings to the back ride seat. Sometimes, I have placed a wood on the back ride seat in order to accommodate my belongings and to make it stable during the course of the ride. I've done this during the time when we went up north and my belongings are stable on a motorbike during the course of our North Loop. I have a bag that contains my raincoat, spare tube, clutch cable, shifter bolt, and umbrella. I can put the bag on the top of the tank while it's being strapped by the tank net, so the bag is stable every time. I have 2 ropes with hooks on each side. I'm using the ropes to add stability on my luggage. Also, I am using the ropes to strap the extra helmet on the back right seat. Even our motorcycle is classified as Cafe Racer / Scrambler, then there are still ways to carry our belongings. The best thing to do is for you to install a carrier on the rear of the bike. If you wish to add top box on top of your carrier, then I suggest to use an alloy box in order to match the looks of the bike. Also, I know some motorcycle taxi riders and courier services riders who are still using Euro Keeway Cafe Racer 152 as their utility bike. Shout out to Ivan and Sencha and to all Angkas, Move It, Joyride, Lala Move, Grab Food Riders, and etc. who are using CR152. Lastly, my back ride, especially my OBR, had an issue with stock seat in every time we were doing a long ride. So I decided to replace it with a more comfortable one, which was made by Simon Tesoro. The other concerns of my back ride is the rear shocks because it's painful on rough and unpaved roads. Overall, our bike can still be used as a utility bike with some reservations. Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to my mini garage. So the 5th thing that we need to discuss is upgrades. First thing that I upgraded with this motorcycle is the clutch system. I upgraded the clutch system to gain more power and torque. So I replaced the stock hub, lining and plate to TMX hub, lining and plate. It cost me for about 3,000 pesos for the whole replacement including labor. For the tires, I upgraded the tires from OKK to Shinko for the rear and Power Tire for the front. As I mentioned earlier, I had a pain in the ass in every time I blew up my tires. As I've made research on Keeway Cafe Racer groups, the most efficient tire that my co-rider can recommend is the Power Tire. However, the most expensive and it will give you peace of mind is to buy a Shinko tire. Power Tire has 110/90/17 but it doesn't have 120. Same goes with Shinko. Shinko doesn't have 110/90/17 but it has 120/90/17. So as of this moment, both of them works perfectly for both on and off roads. For the lights, I replaced my old signal lights into a bigger one. So as you can see right here, which I purchased in RS Moto for 450 pesos per pair. Since I have 4 of these, I have purchased these 4 for about 900 pesos. Also, I replaced the LED headlight to Osram All Seasons because LED doesn't work well with in some situations. With the newly installed Osram All Seasons headlight, I went to Jariel's Peak at night and it performed well. Even fogs were on our way. I also replaced my aux light because the old one didn't work already. I also purchased a yellow lens for more visibility on the road. Having perfect light combinations at night will ensure you that you will see what's in front of you all night long. For the brakes, I replaced the front brake pad to Shogun 125 since it has the same measurement with the stock. It works well and it gives a strong braking power which applicable in some crucial situations. Also, I have replaced my old HD3 brake shoe to a new one. Since HD3 brake shoe did not give me a headache, then I'll be purchasing once my existing brake shoe is already worn out. For the clutch cable, I am an avid fan of the genuine TMX 155 Supremo clutch cable because it is longer than Shogun and stock clutch cable. Also, it gives more room to add its longevity, especially if you are the type of person who keeps on molesting the clutch on every time you are on your bike. Handlebars. I recently used a fat bar with riser which I purchased from Maagad. However, I really want to feel that I am riding a scrambler, so I replaced it to a scrambler bar which I purchased from Iron Makina Customs. I retained the riser of the fat bar and I used a round shaped metal to fit the scrambler bar on it. As of this moment, my back pain lessened and it gives me more riding comfort. For the seats, during our North Loop, my butt had a discomfort because of the stock seat. I bought a pillow somewhere in Isabela in order to ease the pain. Most of my Euro Keeway CR152 owners had the same feeling in every long ride. I decided to upgrade my seats from adding some foam in it and to change its design as well. I went to Simon Tesoro to do this job. As of this moment, I still have discomfort in every long ride, which I believe is unavoidable, but not as severe with our stock seat. For the sprocket, I replaced the stock sprockets with 16/48 combo, 16 in front and 48 on the rear. And with this sprocket combination, it added more torque on the bike. For the chains, in order to accommodate my riding needs, I recommend to use the ID 428 chain. This one. For add-ons, I installed a headlight grill to make my headlights bulky and in order for my bike to manifest its classic looks. I also attached the stabilizer from the Class 8 rotator bar that I purchased. And I've used it to the scrambler bar that I purchased from Iron Makina Customs. Future upgrades, I want to replace my stock forks to XRM 150 telescopic forks or CR 150 or 250 forks in order to add more height and to make my bike more bulky and to increase its adventure capability. Also, I am planning to extend the swing arm to 5 inches by manually extending the stock swing arm or buying a new one. Because if you look at it, it's very small, right? I want to replace the existing rear shocks to Öhlins 440mm. I want to add a windshield for wind protection. For the meantime, I need to save a lot in order for me to achieve this. Conclusion, therefore I designed my motorbike based on what I need on a daily basis. I didn't focus on the aesthetics, but I'm still working on it while focusing on the mechanical and ergonomic aspect of the bike. Right? The 6 things that we need to discuss is number 6, maintenance. I suggest to do regular check-up on every 500 kilometers. You must check the bolts, chains, conditions of the engine, sprocket, lights, and tires. Also, I do change oil on every 500 kilometers. I don't give a shit about the oil to use, but I highly recommend to do change oil on every 500 kilometers to achieve better performance. Lastly, you must tune up the bike on every 3,500 kilometers to maintain its performance. As I've noticed during the time I missed to tune up the bike, I felt less power and torque from it. So I highly recommend to do it religiously. The last thing that we need to discuss is number 7 is your 56K / 1 year / 2 years / 3 years hulugan worth it? My answer is absolutely yes. Ang Euro Keeway Cafe Racer ay isang motor na maaasahan. Alam na nating mapapakinabangan natin ng ating motor. Sa murang halaga, kaya kanyang dalhin sa iyong mga pupuntahan. Pero sa klasiko niyang taglay, ay mapapasama ka na lang sa samahang walang katulad. Sa motor lang na to, kaya kang dalhin sa mga lugar na hindi napupuntahan ng lahat. Maraming salamat at muli, ako si Vladimir Maagad, ang motovlogger na walang alias at DIY lang ang puhunan. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Baby, when you're on your own, or maybe I'll be there beside you. Baby, if you come